We back to our project, and we had already looked at a simple problem just involving this select by location, or we also used the processing toolbox and the function extract by location, which was more convenient to write our script. So let's look at a bit different problem or more complex problem here. Let's imagine that we want to know which counties have nests, but depending on the size of the nest. So we want to know which counties tend to have large nests. And I would say large nests is that we're going to use this variable, diameter, that takes values from 0, probably an error, to a very large value, which is probably an error too, but let's say between 0 and 100 meter and a half. And let's say we just want to consider the nests which are which have a diameter larger than 50. Okay, and then we want to look at the same problem. We want to know which are the counties that include where nests larger than 50 have been observed. So how you do it usually in QGIS, you could use the select features with an expression. I'm going to do it quickly just to identify the nests which are larger than 50. So I'm going to use the diameter, which is here. I'm going to say diameter larger than 50. And we're going to do a feature selection. Okay, so this is the result, and these are the ones that have been selected, the ones we're interested in. And now, if you are doing everything by hand on QGIS, you'd use select by location, you'll select your counties as we did before that intersect these ones, but now you only want to use the selected nests from this data set. So you could run, and now you're going to get a selection of the counties, and this is the selection we get. So there are fewer counties than we had before. Okay, so let's do this in Python and see how it works. We cannot just repeat what I did, because if you go to the processing toolbox and history, you can see that the selection by location is there, but like the other selection by expression is not even in the history, so that won't work. So we're going to do something similar to what we did before. We're going to try to find in the processing toolbox something that does the selection. So if I look for extract by selection, or better, extract by expression, I can see there's in fact a tool that does that. I just clear the selection we did. So we have our data sets, just see better what's happening. Now let's do the extract by expression. So I'm going to have my data set with the nests. I'm going to write the expressions. I just want the diameter. I'm going to look for fields and use the diameter. And I want the diameter to be larger than 50 as before. So that this is my expression. And we'll see later, we'll probably start to work with temporary layers, but for the time being, let's just save it to a file. Output, and this is going to be Vespa 50. So you know it's the one that are larger than 50 centimeters of diameter. Okay, so I'm going to save. I'm going to set up this output name, and then run. Okay. So this time around the result is here. So that's the result of the first operation, the extract by expression. And now let's do the second one, which I'm going to use here the processing toolbox like we did before. Extract by location. I'm going to search extract by location. And now I'm going to extract features from the counties that intersect this 550 that we just created. And the output now, I'm going to call it the counties, but now I'm just going to put Vespa 550. Okay, so I have my output, I can run this. Okay, so close, and this is the result. So let's try to put everything in one single script. Now, see, the history has the extract by expression and the extract by location. So that's what I want to add to my script. I'm going to start copying the extract by expression. Only copy from the processing run on. This is a comment anyway. You could copy it too. I need to close this window. Now I'm going back to my Python console. It's hiding here. Need to detach it. And try to make it a little bit smaller so I have a little bit more room for the rest. This was my previous script. I'm going to create a new one you can use to create a new file. And let's save that file like we did before. So the first one was called select by location. This I'm going to call select by expression and location. Okay. So I gave a name to my script. The extension is py for Python script. And now I'm going to insert or paste the expression head. So I'm running this tool on this input file. And the input file is the one that came from the CSV file. So it has this long description. And now I have here a second parameter, which is the expression I'm using for the selection, and then a third parameter, which is the name of the output file. Okay, so this first part, I'm going to put a comment here. Let's say select nests with diameter larger than 50. Okay, that's my first step. And now my second step is going to select counties that contain or intersect nests. The nests from that I have selected here. Okay, so we're going to see, going back to history, and now extract by location. I'm going to copy this. To close it. And now I have these again. And it's not necessary, I don't need to do this. I just want to have a clear idea of what is being done. You see now it's shorter because the output of the first operation is already a shapefile, so I don't need to use this long name that corresponds to the CSV file. So I'm not saying using the tool extract by location. The input is my data set with the counties. The predicate is 0, which means I want the features here which intersect features in this other data set, which is the result here above. You can see that this is exactly the same file and here. And finally, the output is going to be written in this new shapefile. So let's change a little bit the name, so it's not the same. So we can compare what we had before and this. I'm going to save my script. So now I have my script I'm going to run. But before I run, I did delete, just get this window bigger. I did delete the previous layers I had. We'll see that that causes a problem because the names are the same. If you want to try to create a file which is automated on QGIS, you're going to get an error. So I'm just clearing here and now going to run this script. So there's no error. And now I can see what I got in my output folder. And I do have the result of selecting the nests with more than 50 centimeters, and then selecting the counters, which includes nests with more than 50 centimeters. So if I get my result and add it to my map, then I can see, in fact, the new set of counties. Okay, so exactly what we did last time, but now we did a sequence of 2 operations, and you just need to be sure that the output of this operation is exactly this input of the second operation, so it makes sense. If you want to run this again, then you have to remove this layer, be sure that it's not open on QGIS, and now you can run it again, and then you don't see anything, but it's being created here, and you can see that the most recent file is the one here.